y'all. Thank you so much for joining into another episode of Real Paint Talks of PSC. Thought I would just step into the One2One studios to do a quick little session about one thing that I really think first and foremost needs to be discussed and thought about really before we dive deep into anything else in the paint world. As I said, this podcast is brought to you to help us discuss different aspects of architectural coatings and really the craft behind it and it as a trade. So what I want to say and stress the most about is really, guys, get good at your craft. Whatever it may be, whatever skill you may have, whatever it is when it comes to painting, whatever it may be, just get really good at it. If you want to get good at all of it over time, perfect. That'll only make you stronger. And the reason I really stress this the most, guys, and I wanted to make this a quick little episode on its own is because of this. I think a lot of people, especially when I look on social media nowadays, right now in this instant, I see people jumping the gun and they're noticing that they can sort of use technology and social media to maybe expedite themselves further along for their business. And that's all fine and dandy, but that can only last so long, guys. It really does come down to the heart of what you are able to do with your hands, with your brain, with your willpower, and with your blood, sweat, and tears. That's really what it comes down to. You can throw all the money you want at marketing, all the money you want at advertising, but really when it comes down to it, it's going to come down to being good at what you do. So practice and practice and practice. Learn. Keep an open mind into listening to a lot of other people's opinions, to their experiences, even if you disagree with them, because you're going to learn and take something away from all of that. We're all here to help each other and learn from each other. But like I said, guys, do not jump the gun. Most of the best, we'll just say achievers, takes time. Some of the biggest, best companies have come to be over time. It takes time, and I'm okay with that with my company. I've come to grips with it. I know that maybe I'm at a little bit of a pinnacle of my career with, especially with the way social media is going and how top line has really been impacting some other painters out there, and I find that great. So that really gives me the will to want to put more stuff online. But I waited, guys. I waited until I had a great portfolio. And whether my portfolio is great in a different way than yours, your portfolio can be great. If you're a repaint master, if you're a specialty master, if you're an exterior master, it all comes down to your portfolio. That portfolio is going to be dependent on your skill level. So let's be real. Take your time. Don't rush. Learn. Find different techniques, different systems. Keep an open mind and don't rush it, because when it comes down to it at the end of the day, guys, you got to be really good at what you do if you want to strive to make more money. And then it's the same thing on the business aspect of it. Know the business side of it. Take your time, learn, read, know it before you start jumping too far into it, because that can also hurt you. And when my company was starting to grow a little bit, I did see that it can really hurt you if you're not prepared for certain things in certain ways, right? So, and it'll come down to that skill level. I was really glad that I didn't jump out into the world taking on my own contracts earlier, even though me and my brother at the time, we really did want to do that. We wanted to take on our own stuff, get our own work, get out there, do it on our own. And I think the universe really helped us not rush into that, because it didn't really happen that way. It sort of just happened the way it happened as things got slower and we started looking for work in different places. That bread and butter of the builder we were working for before was starting to run out. The work was running out. So we had to grasp on for different things. You know what I mean? It all still came down to making sure when we left and when we were ready to get out there that we were really good at what we did. Because like I always say, you guys might have heard me say this online, if you're good at what you do, they'll come looking for you. And that is true, guys. You will see that a lot of the really, really good trades, really good guys, not the butchers, not the half-assers, not the excusers, they stay busy. That's just not a saying. That's not a myth. It's true. These kinds of companies stay busy. But these are a lot of companies that strive and are really dedicated to a certain standard, whatever that standard may be. Like I said, if you're a master at repainting doors with a brush, doesn't have to be Lamborghini finish, doesn't have to be all this crazy stuff. Whatever you're doing, if you're good at that and you know it, that'll keep you busy in that area and people will probably call you back. But don't jump the gun. Like I've said before, know your worth, know your skill level, and just get really good at what you do. Just keep practicing, guys. So that's one thing I can't stress enough, guys, because I'm seeing a lot online and guys are just jumping the gun. You know, and it's great to really strive to want to learn and to want to do things. But jumping the gun can, like I said, it can really hurt you. And it can also make you look a little bit stupid. And you don't want that when you're trying to build a business. So for me, for example, guys, I didn't come out strong on Instagram with my portfolio until I knew I could gain trust in people to not just sound like a jackass when I said something. So it's putting the content out, working hard, doing good work, really, really practicing to get good at what I did. So then when I showed it to people were like, wow, yeah, that's great. There's a lot of accounts online like that. You know, it takes time built up. You can see that genuinely in somebody's account. When you look at it, whether you look at it on their website, through their photos, through their work, through their Instagram, through their Twitter, whatever it may be, you can feel it and you can see it. If it's half-assed, if it's, you know, premature, you can feel these things. So that was one thing I did with my portfolio and my social media stance online was I wanted to be prepared with the content, strong content, so I could put it out there and feel confident that I knew, you know, that if I was going to get work out of this, that whatever I showed online would stand for when you hire me. Because that's what I think a lot of problems are, guys. And this is going to be another episode all in itself, is there a big difference between just a well over-marketed company and a company that actually knows what they're doing and actually is legit and the real deal? I think there's a huge difference because I think there's a ton of companies out there that are doing that. They're using apps and systems and all this technology nowadays. They have the marketing, they have the website, they got the gear, they're looking fancy. Every day they're up there, they're putting their stories on, they got all their gear, and now they want to sell it and they want to this and they want that. I want to do all these great things too, but I also want to be ready for it when the time is right. You know, I don't want to have all of that and then people go look through my feed and be like, damn, does this guy even paint? Because I don't see anything for painting on here. I just see like giveaways and friends and shout outs and tool promotions and stuff like that, you know, like what's going on, you know? So for me, it was all about the content. But at the end of the day, couldn't stress it enough, guys. Really be good at what you do. Post it well, you know, show it well, present it well, because then people will feel that. And then maybe that will help you in a different way when you're using your portfolio to get work. Because I have got quite a bit of work for my portfolio online. I also get quite a bunch of BS, especially when you do good work, because you get a lot of people who they want you because they see what you can do. And it's like, yeah, you know, man, your work's tight, you know, like you should be our guy, you should be our guy. And then of course it always comes down to that almighty dollar, and it never works out the way you think it's going to work out. But you know, that actually is become a little bit of a problem, you know. Also, like, you know, when I talk about estimating, you know, it was hard to come from the high end game and jump into the world of repaints and not so much high end game because the work wasn't there. It was really hard to find the adjustment on that, right? Because your skill level is so high. I would lose a ton of jobs because people would look at my profile and be like, no, man, like that's way too much. I don't need that. I just need my kitchen repainted. So that's something all on its own, guys. But what my point to that was I wanted my portfolio to be really strong. I never rushed it. I never even rushed my jobs. If somebody wants it done on a rush, I kind of have built my company up to have leverage to say, nah, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do that, and I won't do it. And that's the good thing about working hard, building a little bit of a bankroll, gaining some leverage, you know, because then you can come back at people with like, hey, if you see value in us and this is really what you see, because look at the skill levels there and this is what you're going to get, then this is what it's worth, and that's what it's worth, right? So before people jump the gun and start getting cocky, just stress enough, guys. Just get really good at what you do, whatever it is. Just practice and be humble about it. Gain the trust of other people, especially now with all these people trying to come on and everybody wants to teach online now. And that's great. That's great. But you got to be real with yourself and knowing me as a person, Danny San Martin, if I didn't feel I had some value to give people, which I didn't make that decision, my inbox makes that decision. People want the knowledge, so it's not me being like, I just feel like I'm in a position where I should be giving it to them. But it took a long time to build it up to that. I didn't jump the gun. Like I said, folks, I've been pushing my Instagram maybe for this year of 2019, starting maybe around March. I started going hard, and it's been a year, and it's snowballed quite well. And that's what made me realize, okay, I'm going to take this to the next level. But now you're starting to see everybody trying, of course, not because of me. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that that's the way the world is going. So do yourself a favor. Get really good at what you do before you start marketing and throwing all your money into something. Maybe throw your money back into your company if it means taking a course, or if it means getting better tools, or if it means hiring better people to help you run your company better with better systems. And that's what you want to do. And if it takes 10 years, let it take 10 years. And the guy's like, I don't have 10 years. Well, I'm sorry, but if you want to expedite that, that's when you really need to just work harder. And I know some people are like, no, work smarter. Well, yes, work smarter, but that means if you're trying to expedite it, you need to be working double. Like Elon Musk says, while people are sleeping, you need to still be working, because if you're doing that, then you're doing double what they're doing, which means you're going to be double ahead of them. So you do got to work a little bit harder, right? But can't stress enough, guys. Don't put all that effort in unless the quality, whatever that is to you and to your client, unless that quality is there, don't jump the gun, folks. Stay true to yourself. Know your skill level. Learn. I'm still learning. Every day I learn new things from many people, even low, following, accounts. None of these big gurus or nothing. I learned from the working man next to me, some friends, some other people. It's not just these big, huge accounts. I learn every day, even from normal people. So that's what you want. You really want to strive to up your skill level. Keep an open mind, folks. Don't get carried away. Don't jump the gun. Like I keep saying, folks, the best batters do not swing at every pitch. Take your time. Don't jump the gun. That'll help you learn. Do the best that you can to hone in on your craft. Topline really specializes in painting high-end, big homes systematically well with lacquer. That's what we know, what we are good at. We can do wallpaper. Would I start a show, Real Paint Talks of PSC, doing wallpaper? No. I'd probably bring somebody on that really knows well about wallpaper. I can hang wallpaper. I am not an amazing wallpaper hanger. I can do it, and I've done amazing wallpaper jobs. Other people that can do it better than me, definitely. So I know that. So I've really honed in on trying to perfect certain things that I need to do for me, so I feel like that's what I can, sell to people. So I found that, and that's from doing different things, different courses, brainstorming, idea mapping, stuff like that, seeing where you're strong, working on that, seeing where you're weak, and working on that on the side, right? And once you get good at something, then you can sort of sell it. And that'll really help, guys. Because like I said, right now what's going on online, too many guys jumping the gun. And I think that they're also reaching out to sources, and they're not getting the right information, especially on Instagram. There's a lot of sources out there that I don't think give out the best information. They can be misleading, because let's be real, guys. It is about making the cake, the money, the dinero. That's what it is all about, right? And the best way to do that is to be good at what you do. Because like I said, folks, if you're good at what you do, they'll come looking for you. So recap on this episode, guys. Really, really hone in on your craft. Get good at what you do. be a good tradesman. Practice, practice, practice. And like I said, if you're good at what you do, they'll come looking for you. Hone in on your abilities, your strengths, practice your weaknesses, and that will really help you gain clarity on what you need to do to go to the next level, right, guys? Because like I said, if you're just half-assing most things out there, and you're jumping the gun, it can really burn you in the end, guys. So like I said, just practice, folks. Don't rush it. Time is, yes, it's of the essence, but time is also a beautiful thing. It teaches us a lot of things, gain experiences, make mistakes so you can gain those experiences, y'all. So thanks again for tuning in to Real Pain Talks of PSC. Much love to all of you. Stay tuned for future episodes. And like I said, guys, don't rush it. Practice, practice, practice. Get good at what you do, and they'll come looking for you always. Much love, y'all.